Morning. First of
No,
all, tell us a little bit what it's like captaining. We've been speaking about him all morning, and we'd love to know a little bit more about Erling Haaland. What's he like to captain?
no, he's a phenomenal talent. It's yeah, it's just like he came through at a young stage in Norway, and then he went to Salzburg, obviously, and did well there, and got a good move. But I just remember the first time he came to the national team, and like he there was already then big expectations to him. People were talking highly of him already then, and then I think he got an injury after the second camp, and then after that he hasn't looked back. It's just uh, I remember especially a game against Northern Ireland. He scored 2 goals and 1 assist or something, and his finishing is just incredible. Like he's got it all, and he's an amazing talent for Norway.
Steph, when he come into the squad first time, you being obviously the captain, are you sitting down with him and telling him expectations of what Norway are about, or are you just thinking, right, this exciting talent's coming in, he's going to help us go to the next level, and you're going to just try and guide him as such?
Yeah, well, it's just with young players. It's always, as a captain, you always want to be there if there's something they wondering about, if there's something you can help with, and but obviously at the moment of time, it comes from a big club. He's a big character, in the dressing room already, at a young age. So it's kind of being there for him if there's something he needs. But players at this level normally knows what they want and then just go out and do their thing. So he came in and kind of took the stage straight away, and he's a top player already.
That's what I was going to ask you, Stefan. I know what it's like when you're in a dressing room and all of a sudden somebody comes on the scene and you look at each other, the other players look at each other and say, nod their head and kind of expectation and say, aye, there's something special here. Was that exactly what it was like when you first saw him in the international scene?
Yeah, well, obviously, like, because Norway is not a big country in that sense, so we kind of like, as soon as players start doing well, you kind of it catches your eye a bit more. You start to follow more games and stuff. So I've seen him for a few games before that as well. But yeah, it's just when it comes in, it has that aura about him as well. He's kind of like I don't know. He gives the way he plays as well. Like, it gives the other players confidence. You have a top striker there that can win you games, and I think Chasa was spot on there. I think he's what's going to take Norway now to the next level. It's him, and you have Sander Berg in Sheffield. You have Martin Odegaard now in Arsenal, which is his talents coming up now. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's big players in big clubs.
And Steph, just going on that, we talked about Haaland at the training ground, didn't we, regarding his media presence and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Do you think that's going to be him throughout his career, the way he acts with the media? Or do you think he'll improve on that and, do you know what I mean, and just embrace what's coming? Because let's be honest, mate, he's going to be a top player, top 5 of the world. So he's going to realise that he's going to get so much more heat from the press. Do you think he's going to work on that and accept the media, or do you think he'll just be the way he is?
Well, from the way I know him, I think he's, as I said, I think he's a strong character. The way he speaks with the media is kind of his style, and it has been like, let's be honest, he's still a young player. So I don't know, but he's been like that since he's even like 17, 18. It's kind of a style as well. So I think if there's something he's going to speak more about or whatever, I don't know, to be honest with you, Chasa, but it's kind of his image as well. And I think, people find it funny as well, to be honest with you. His interviews are getting viral, aren't they, on the social media? So yeah, I honestly don't know, but as for me, as I know him, I think he's going to just stick with the way he is.
Do you know what? I find them quite amusing as well. He's taken a bit of criticism for them, and people saying that he needs to be a little bit more open with the media. And it's funny, I suppose, until it's you doing it. And I always think, God, if one day if he does come to the Premier League, you think you got to interview him. You think, I hope he's in a good mood today, because otherwise it's going to go really wrong. We've been talking about this because we played a clip from his dad when his dad came on this show last year, or 2019, I think it was, saying that look, he's built for the Premier League. Like he really is. If he did come to the Premier League, have you ever spoken to him about it? Does he want to?
Yeah, well, we obviously like we speak a little bit like during the national camps and stuff, and I think it's at a fantastic club now. I think you obviously Premier League is the biggest league in the world, no doubt about that. But he's at a great club now, which is doing well in the German league, in the Champions League. I think it's a great place for him to develop. But as me and Chas also spoke about, I think for him to come to the Premier League would be fantastic. I think as a player, it suits him perfectly. He's strong, he's fast, his finishing is unbelievable. He has that aura about him, which is a horrible player to play against. So yeah, I think as well. Obviously now when you see all the young players from Norway now, which are great talents coming up, that's Martin Odegaard, for example. He's been in Real Madrid now since he's 16, and now we spoke with him about now when it came to Arsenal. And I think they really enjoying being in the Premier League because it's such a big league back home as well. It's you can talk everything you want about Germany or Spain, but like Premier League is always going to be the main one. So I definitely think and I hope someday we will see Erling in the Premier League. Yeah.
We hope so too, Stefan. And you touched on it there. You mentioned his speed, his strength, his finishing ability. But looking at him, I'd like to hear your opinion on this. He looks to me, for an extremely young man, he looks to have such a mental strength in terms of he's positive, he's focused. It looks to me as if he knows what he wants and he's going to get it.
Yeah, you're spot on there. I think the mental part as well. It's, as I said earlier, you can't play in a big club like Dortmund and deliver like that if you don't have mental strength. He's I would say he's probably their most important player, and you have big names in that squad. So to handle that kind of pressure when you're 20 years old, it's incredible for me, and it just shows, as you say, the mental part of it. Is and especially as well like the attention you get nowadays with social media, you get it with like newspapers and all that stuff. I think you need to have an incredible mental strength to deal with all that sort and deliver the ways he does. Like it's week in, week out, he's just scoring goals for fun, and it's never slowing down, it seems like. So yeah, it's definitely an incredible mental strength. Yeah.